Hello, sunshines, sweethearts. Welcome to another instalment. Chuffing big old chuffing Quickshots, and I'll stick around you for a chuffing treat. Chuffing builder update. Absolute chuffing. I don't know if you can hear it. Sporadically you might chuffing hear something. It's flaming bedlam. Back to chuffing bedlam. Chuffing Blunt, whatever his name is. I think he wrote that CD about chuffing this. Honestly, I wrote down there. I wrote a little bit of something down here, just so I could kind of get it through to you what it's chuffing like. I said you could stick me in a rusty old chuffing bath, full of chuffing water and chuffing piranhas with a chuffing sack on my head. You could stick a chuffing pair of chuffing headphones on, playing a loop CD of chuffing napalm, chuffing death. You could chuffing toss me, or chuffing no face at Iger, it'd be more chuffing relaxing. That's how chuffing bad it's got on this chuffing morning, ladies and gentlemen. Right, tragedy just stuck. I told you yesterday there was chuffing bereavement. Well, it's chuffing happening again. If any more of this kind of thing chuffing happens, I'm going to end up in chuffing loony bin. In a chuffing padded chuffing cell. For the chuffing hat won't protect me, chuffing sunglasses. Another chuffing fatality. Jack Daniels chuffing apple. I'm going to do the same thing again. I'm going to chuffing turn it upside down. See how many chuffing drops I can get chuffing spout. And we'll chuffing have a crack at that later on, you know what I mean? But this can't continue. Because it's getting chuffing far too chuffing disturbing. Right, we are going to do a little chuffing review today, ladies and gentlemen. It's a whiskey-based review, but it's not a pure thoroughbred chuffing whiskey. It's a chuffing hybrid. We've done one before. I think we did the sticky toffee chuffing pudding flavour last time. You know it to be true, baby, me old muckers. You know what's coming here. Chuffing Old Donald's chuffing Moonshine. And this particular one, chuffing Tough Nut. And apparently this one, they're not great, Valence. We're chuffing named after my chuffing wife. My chuffing beloved wife, chuffing Charlotte, because she's a bit of a chuffing tough nut. But I'll just read you a bit of chuffing gubbins I've chuffing written down here. And then we'll get chuffing cracked up and we'll get chuffing slurpy. How's that? Right, we're founded in 2016 by two friends. One of them's called chuffing August Ulrich, and one was called Philip chuffing Morsink. I bet he's bloody sank a few of them in his chuffing time, I bet you. He's not just in it for chuffing money, I bet he's constantly chuffing pissed. Influenced by a road trip across the chuffing United States and all the prohibition chuffing stores we discussed in a previous episode. He's based in Manchester, and I was just thinking that is probably the reason why Manchester United Football Club of late are not playing particularly as good as they used to, because they're chuffing pissed on chuffing Old Donald's chuffing Moonshine. All chuffing strikers, they couldn't hit the chuffing net with a flaming teabag. That don't make sense, but I've said it now, so it's tough shit. Right, it says on here, it's rich hazelnut and caramel flavours paired with fine chocolate notes, and it's a chuffing nougat. Rounded off with barrel-aged chuffing whiskey, ladies and gentlemen. So that can't be too bad, can it? It's got a 25% chuffing ABV, it's gluten-free, and it's chuffing allergen-free. Now, the sticky toffee pudding, I took that one before, so I kind of half knew what to chuffing anticipate from that one. I never chuffing slate this before. I've seen it knocking about, but I've never had it. So this will be an absolute true, honest chuffing assessment. It's my chuffing coals and nostrils and my chuffing taste buds for chuffing first time, ladies and gentlemen. Right, so Old Donald Tough Nut chuffing Moonshine. 50% proof, 50 chuffing millilitres. And what I like about these, you don't need a glass. You just sup them straight out of chuffing jar. Right. Left nostril, chuffing right nostril. Lips, chin, left nipple, right nipple, chuffing belly bin, way round the old chuffing gonads. Now let's have a chuffing sniff now. Oh yeah, nut laden. It's chuffing nut laden, ladies and gentlemen. Ready for this chuffing stay here, I'll tell you that for now. You can smell it yet. Like almost like kind of bloody pecans or chuffing hazelnuts or something. And a little bit of sweet syrup, but not ridiculously sweet. It doesn't, like I think the other one was similar. It doesn't explode up your chuffing coals and nostrils, you know what I mean? It's delicate, but it smells nice. It smells like something, again, like a cake, like a pudding or something like that. You could imagine throwing some chuffing custard on this. You've been for a right chuffing treat. Right, the chuffing proof's in the chuffing tastes, so let's dance it round chuffing tonsils when I get back to you. Good health. Oh, that is not what I anticipated. From the smell, I thought it was going to be a little bit kind of benign and not really have a lot of chuffing going for it, you know what I mean? But this is a bit of a chuffing tour de force. This is a journey. These are good chuffings, ain't these? Because I'd only had the stiffy top, the stiffy. Well, that was last night. I only had, I wish, I'd not had the sticky, I'd only had, Jesus Christ, let me just hit myself on the head, word. I'd only had, ladies and gentlemen, the sticky toffee chuffing pudding one. I've never had another flavour. If this is what they're like, if this is the quality across the chuffing board of these chuffing O'Donnells, get your chuffing shackles out and get them deployed and get some of these chuffing in your bloody cupboard. Really, really rather chuffing splendidly tastes that. So have another chuffing quick sip. I might actually even prefer that to the sticky toffee pudding, honestly. Because although it's sweet, the sticky toffee pudding one is a little bit, it doesn't detract, it doesn't ruin it, but it is a little bit borderline sickly. This ain't sickly at all. This is beautiful. If you had this and you had some of those honey roast chuffing peanuts while you're watching a movie or something, or even Arctic Garden, and so I wish I could get Arctic Garden. I've got no chance for these chuffing builders chuffing lurking about. But, you know, get yourself an Arctic bloody garden with one of these and some honey chuffing peanuts. Beautiful combination. You've been for chuffing royal treat. I tell you that for bloody now. I'm going to have another sip here. That chuffing, that's here we go. Absolutely beautiful. That's up there. That's a bit of a favourite of mine. I'll be having a chuffing full bottle of that chuffing bad boy. Never mind chuffing miniatures. Chuffing gorgeous. Right, little thing now, just before we kind of sign off. I've wrote this down like a little chuffing. I don't know what to describe it as really. I'll just start reading and see what you think. A will is a legal chuffing document. A thread is a common theme binding separate things together. A bill is a debt to be paid. Arthur, dozen eggs. To be frank is to be honest. Rose, lily, daisy and chuffing poppy are flowers. To spend a penny is to take a chuffing piss. What's a Derek? What's a Susan? What's a chuffing Desmond? Food for thought. Let me know what you think. Just before we go, I was thinking this morning. In fact, not just this morning, last few days, keeps on coming to my mind, thinking about chuffing Hunchback and chuffing Notre Dame. And I'm thinking, what a chuffing poor sausage he was. I mean, not only did he have, obviously, the hunch, and he were kind of ridiculed and belittled in public and stuff like this, because he was a lovely chuffing fella. So he wasn't the best looking kind of guy in chuffing world. You know, we know chuffing Brad Pitt or bloody George bloody Chloe, wasn't he? Or Henry Cavill or all like that, and he had this hunchback. But also, of all the things, who chuffing named him bloody Quasimodo? You didn't even give him a chuffing good name. He had no chance, did he? He had no chance at all. But I heard something about him, actually. I heard about his chuffing demise. Because apparently up at Chuffing Bell Tower, the chuffing ringing bells, he took his eye off at Chuffing Ball, didn't he? Something probably Esmeralda distracted him or something, you know what I mean? She'd probably come upstairs and he got hit in the chuffing face by a chuffing bell, knocked him out at chuffing window, fell to his chuffing demise, and he fell to his chuffing death. Apparently a crowd of people started swarming around. Chuffing local bloody cops, Notre Dame cops, chuffing turned up and he said, does anybody know who this is? And they're all looking. Finally, the chuffing guy starts forward. He says, I don't know what his name is, he says, but his chuffing face rings a bell. Hey. Ladies and gentlemen, see you later. Have a chuffing great day and a great life, and I'll catch you later. Sunshine and chuffing sweetheart, and buy the chuffing O'Donnell Tough Nut Chuffing Moonshine. Delicious protein chuffing pudding. It's chuffing gold. I was going to save that after the video, but chuffing fat chance. Catch you later. Hey.